What do you mean by a divine life? You know,
There are lots of meanings: divine light, divine life, divine person, divine personalities, lots of meaning. But let me just let me let you know this thing in very, very simple way, that what we mean by divine light, divine life. Divine life means those who are completely spiritual. Completely spiritual, I mean to say those who is continuously thinking in a spiritual way in each and every aspects of his daily routine life. Suppose he does something, he goes to the market, he buys something. Every time one part of the mind is thinking in a spiritual way. Am I doing? And he's asking the question to himself or herself: am I doing anything wrong? Am I doing anything right? What is wrong in it? And everything, something is pinching. It's not the things that he's afraid of that thing. No, he's not. Spirituality is not the thing, is thing to afraid of anything. No, he's just beyond that part. That means you cannot afraid of any of the things if you are on the way of the if you're on the path of the spirituality. No, so don't misunderstand me. It's completely opposite way. If you are afraid of some of the things, and if you want to be a spiritual, then after some time, by running on the same path after some long period of time, your portion of afraid of things would be minimized. And the day will come that you will not be afraid of any of the things. Any of the things. If you want to go to the jungle in the dark night, you will not be afraid. If tiger is there in front of you, you will not be afraid. If somebody asks you or somebody forced you to drink the poison, you will not be afraid. If somebody is beating you, you will not be afraid. If somebody teasing you, you will not be afraid. So it's beyond these things.
so what it means?
That's what we mean by the spirituality. But that's not enough. This is just the initial path to initial way, initial step to go into the spiritual path. Spirituality is completely different. So once you think that in each of your every real life aspects, at each of the portion, each movement, if your mind is just one part of your subconscious mind is working in that direction, that am I doing anything wrong? Is it true? He is just asking questions to himself or herself every time, and try to improve her or herself or himself. And that's the best way, because if you don't look at your mistake, you can't improve. If you want to improve, you have to find first your own mistake, and then after you need to work on it. If you don't work on it, you can find the mistakes, but if you don't work on it, you can't progress. So first step is to find your mistake. Lots of mistakes, lots of blunders we have done and we have been doing. We have to figure it out one by one. Just work on one part, just one part. Suppose I am doing some of the things which is not acceptable to my colleagues, my friends, my surrounding members. Okay, let me try to figure it out and let me try to minimize that part. And the day will come that it will be completely removed from my life. So I'm not going to hurt anybody by my body language, my speech, any part. I will not be hurting anybody. That is the first part of spirituality. Second part, I feel after some portion of time, some period of time, I feel that some energy is constantly working with me. Constantly. If I'm sleeping, that energy is working with me. You feel that thing, you realize that thing. If you are speaking, if you are doing your daily job, suppose somebody is a professor, if he delivers a talk, at that time also he feels this thing in again subconscious mind, that some hidden power, supreme power is working with him. He is getting support, hidden support. But hidden support, I would say that the people or the public to whom he delivers the talk, they don't realize this thing. But the guy himself realizes this thing at every moment of time. That is the spirituality.
Okay, my
Spirituality doesn't mean that you just get up early in the morning and go for the meditation. No, it is beyond all these things. No boundary, no hesitation, no restrictions. It is beyond all these things. So don't try to put yourself in some fixed domain. It is out of the domain. That is the spirituality. Always spiritual mind eager to learn something new which leads him on the path of the spirituality. That is spirituality.
But how can we aware of spirituality? How can we make a habit? And if we made some mistake and we know that we have done, so how we overcome or how we correct that?
It depends. There are some mistakes you can't do anything. There are some mistakes, yes, you can try to go for the apologize to that person. And if you are enough fortunate that that person accept your apology, that means again it based on the theory of karma. That means your that part of karma is over. Whatever you have done wrong, that's fine, but that is now reduced. I don't say it's completely evaporated, no, but that will be reduced. But yes, any karma, whether it is plus or minus, good or bad, one has to suffer. So your question would be other way around that is there any way that one can get out of the karmas? No way. No way. You have to do the karmas. You can't live without karmas. You are doing different types of karmas. And that's why in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna, he explained these things in a very nice way. There are 7 different parts of karmas. And one of the parts of karmas that is called Nishkam Karma. And it has been told that Lord Krishna lived his whole life with this Nishkam Karma. Nishkam Karma, that is the only karma for which you don't have to come to the, you don't have to go for the another birth to suffer, I mean to say to go through your karmas, to have another birth and again go through the same and same circle of karmas. No, Nishkam Karmas, that means you don't have to come again to either enjoy that karma or to suffer that karma. That means it is not actually, you are not going to get any kind of reward of that karma. That is called Nishkam Karma. And Lord Krishna lived his whole life. Yeah, we might be wondering that he played with gopis. He played with, when he was a child, he played with other children. But he went to different houses early morning, evening time, night time, and took the butter from the handi, you can say. But again, all these karmas are niskam karma. To understand Krishna's life is not that easy. It's extremely difficult, extremely difficult. And those who understand that life, that is the another path, another way to go to the spirituality. I don't say Lord Krishna. If somebody is Christian, just try to understand the life of Jesus Christ. If somebody is Muslim, okay, that's fine. Try to understand the life of Muhammad Paigambar, how they lived, what was the message. If you try to understand the messages given by these holy souls, please think about those messages. In which way, which time, in which situation that message has been delivered. It depends on time to time. It changes time to time. Every message changes time to time. So you can't say that suppose Muhammad Paigambar has told this thing at that time, that means it is true forever. I am not criticizing anybody. Or you can say Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna, he is the only God, I would say, because when he was on the earth, when he took the birth, he took the human body. At that time, he said very clearly that I am the God. Nobody else, nobody other religion has dare, or whatever the disciples came over here on this planet, dare to say this thing very clearly that I am the God. No, only Lord Krishna said this thing. I am the God, and whatever I'm saying, just try to follow my advice. Try to follow me.
But my last question is,
But your question is, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, question was a little different. I just diverted. Yeah.
yeah.
So your question was, how can we figure it out that if we have that? I'm sorry, just please repeat the question.
Just that like relate to that question is like what's the like if we make any mistake then how can we overcome, and second thing with this thing I would say how can we perform nishkam karma, because whatever we do we have some emotions.
Great questions. Let's go one by one. Uh, Niskam karma, that means कमल का फूल जब पानी में खिलता है तो पानी को टच नहीं करता है, पानी उसको टच नहीं कर सकता. दैट इज कॉल्ड निष्काम कर्मा. पानी मीन्स जो सरोवर में वो खिलता है, दैट मीन्स अवर सोसाइटी. दिस इज दिस प्लेनेट, और यू कैन से दिस यूनिवर्स. यहाँ पर हम लोग बर्थ लेते हैं तो all the people on this planet, some or other way they are involved with each other, involved with each other. I mean to say, suppose their colleagues, their subordinates, their boss, family members, and then after they are criticizing some of the things, they are enjoying some of the things. Once your mind is involved in enjoying any of the things, that means you are attached with the karmas. Once your mind is suffering from your mind is suffering from any of the things, if somebody says wrong to you and if you feel bad, karma is attached. You have to suffer that karma. So other way around, whenever any of the things, any of the things doesn't touch you, if somebody says you, somebody is scolding you very badly, and it doesn't make any difference to you, internally you are completely in a peaceful way. It doesn't affect you at all, at all. That is called Niskam Karma. And that comes only by practice. Niskam Karma is not like this that I want to go for Niskam. No, you cannot. You have to have a deep trust in your God. You have to have deep trust in your own spirituality, spiritual way. The time will come, if you follow that practice, the time will come, you will be detached with all other things. You will be staying in the society, but you will be detached with all the things. Just like again, kamal ka phool in the pond, lotus in the pond. You will be completely detached. You will stay in the society. You cannot avoid that thing. You will be staying in the society, but you will be detached for all the activities of the society. You will be doing your daily routine things with your full force, but you are not attached with any of that things. That is called niskam karma. So naturally question arises that if I am not attached, means I don't have any aim, any goal, then why should I work? No, you can work. You can work. That's a very natural question, and everybody asks this question, but you can work. Lots of examples are, it is very difficult, it is difficult, but you have to treat yourself in that way. Initially it will give you lots of pain, but the time will come you will enjoy that thing, and all this pain will be gone, and then after you will be more likely inside than the outside, and the niskam karma will start. If somebody says you wrong, that's fine. Just think like this, that that guy, he is criticizing your body. Your soul is completely pure. Nobody can criticize your soul. Nobody has dare. Nobody has power. Nobody can do anything with your soul. It's completely different, completely separate from all the stupid activities or good activities. It has nothing to do with any of the things. So try to think yourself as a soul, not as a body. If you think yourself as a body, that means you are attached with everything, and karmas are bound. You are attaching with yourself with the karmas, and you have to suffer. You have to take the birth to suffer that plus or minus good or bad karmas. Niskam karma, that means every time, as I told you, that if you are thinking by just, if you are watching, keep your eyes open of all your karmas, and simultaneously, if you think about yourself as a soul, if you see yourself as a soul, every moment of life, when you go to bed, you see like this. If you have some dream at that time, you are just thinking in the dream also that you are a soul. This body is seeing that dream, not you. That you have to have that strong thought about your soul, that if you are, whenever you are doing you're watching the dream, at that time also you have the same feeling. So if you keep yourself, or if you are doing by practice, if you are keeping yourself up to that extent, then after the time will come, every time you will be with your inner soul. And that's the best way to do the Nishkam Karma. That's the, I would say, only way to do Nishkam Karma. If you speak something, you won't believe, but let me give you one simple example. Suppose one boy is looking real, he is a smart guy, and his attitude, way of talking, everything is good. And suppose he goes to some function, and suppose some group of people or opposite sex, suppose is that guy is attracted by these guys. Unknowingly, you are building up your karmas. You are not doing anything wrong. You just went to the function, and because to maintain some of your relationship, just you went over there, and some other group which you don't know, but those guys or a female, let me be a little open. Suppose somebody has some wrong thought about you, that means unknowingly you have built up your karma. Even though you don't know, but you have to suffer that. You have to come again. You have to take the birth to suffer that karma. So theory of karma is extremely deep. And so many times we are just playing with ourselves. I would say that we are just playing with our mind. Our mind, I mean to say that we are cheating with ourselves. Yes, that's the proper way. We are just cheating ourselves. We are cheating. Our mind, suppose you are doing something wrong, some little thing wrong. Your inner voice, your soul immediately raise the hand and says, don't do this thing. But we just ignore that part. It definitely, if it's the worst person on this planet, worst person of the world, if that guy is doing something wrong, again, the soul is there, because soul is nothing but just the God. If soul is nothing, that means this is just a piece of wooden. This body is a piece of wooden, but it's a wooden piece. Because I'm speaking, I'm watching, I'm doing this thing, my all the indriyas, they are doing their jobs. That means the soul is there, and soul is nothing but the God. And we have to see ourselves as a soul. And that's why if you go to Gitaji, if you try to understand that thing, Gitaji, I don't want to describe any of the names right now or authors, but if you go through this one, finally you come to know that Aham Brahmasmi, मैं खुद ईश्वर हूँ, मैं खुद ब्रह्मा हूँ. You are a pure soul. And that's the only Sanatan Dharma. That's the only Sanatan Dharma claims this thing, that you can achieve the God, that is the divine light. Nobody has seen the God. God has no any kind of body. I would say that there is no complete any kind of structure of God. क्या कहते हैं उसको? I just forgot. I will recall. So God is not, we think, just in the afternoon I was thinking like this, that Lord, we say that Lord Shiva means like this, lots of hairs over here, and Gangaji and moon, and but I have not seen Lord Shiva. Then why this picture is there? Why this picture is given to us? Who gave us this picture? Who gave to us? And why we need to follow them? I don't know. I don't know. Yes, मैं ये word use करना चाहता, निराकार. Lord is निराकार. उसका कोई आकार ही नहीं है. कोई आकार ही नहीं है तो फिर ये लॉर्ड शिवा या लॉर्ड विष्णु कैसे हुए, अगर आकार ही नहीं है तो? और ये तो हम सब मानते हैं, गीता जी में लिखा है निराकार है. ये इट्स अ डिफरेंट टॉपिक टू डिस्कस. बट योर आंसर ऑफ योर क्वेश्चन इज Niskam Karma, how to perform the Niskam Karma. See yourself every moment as a soul, not as a body, not as just one person, one identity. No, you are nothing. You are nothing. Because you are just a mixture of, the 5 elements. Prithvi, Jal, Agni, Akas. Just 5 elements. And the day will come that you will be again gone to the same elements. So, but your soul will not. So you are a soul. So if you think yourself as a soul, and if you make yourself very clear that nobody can hurt your soul, nobody can give any kind of joy to your soul, That's the Nishkam Karma. If you are in the celebration and if you detach yourself, if you can be neutral at that time, you are not enjoying, simultaneously you are not feeling any kind of sadness. That is the Nishkam Karma. Same way, suppose it's hard, but let me give you the example. Suppose somebody dies at your home, your elders, your youngers. It could be anything. At that time, suppose you keep yourself neutral. Sadness doesn't touch you at that time. At that same moment, the moment you come to know that that guy has died. Okay, fine. Let's do the another process. Now what to do? Is it possible? No. I'm telling you this thing, but for me also it's not possible. Everybody. And only practice makes a man perfect. Same slogan works over here too perfectly. That is the Nishkam Karma. Lord Krishna did the Nishkam Karma, and then after getting the complete knowledge of yoga and everything by Lord Krishna to Arjuna, Arjuna follows the Nishkam Karma. Abhimanyu died, and very next day again he went to the battle of Kurukshetra. And then after Vidur, he followed the Nishkam Karma, and finally he went to the divine light. He reached up to the divine light. So for my opinion, in my opinion, I would say that because as I told you that Lord is just Nirakari. अगर कोई आकारी नहीं है तो Lord है क्या? Whatever we have started, divine light, Lord is just one divine light, one light, one light. Now what we mean by divine light, I don't know because I have not seen it. I have not experienced. I have experienced it little bit, but that is not enough to tell you anything about that thing. Divine light. Divine light means it could be, you may think that it is just small lamp. No. Big lamp. No. Just like a sun. No. Could be like 1,000 suns. No. Could be more than that. 1,000 suns. Just image about this thing. You can't see just towards, I mean, say to one sun just for a couple minutes or 5 minutes. Suppose 1,000 suns are there at the same time. How could you see? How could you look at those suns? That's not possible. The divine light is more than that. And in my opinion, whenever somebody reaches up to the divine light by the spiritual path, by using the spirituality throughout the life or by number of janmas, then by the virtue of God, God is given you divine light pragya chakshu. God gives you that chakshu, that ability to look at that light, and that is only after the blessing of God. And that you can achieve whenever you are completely detached of all the things, stupid things, I would say. That is the divine light. And God is just the divine light. If you want to find the divine light, only you can see the divine light by the blessing of God. Otherwise, it is completely impossible. And that's the reason God is always known as very mercy. गॉड इज मर्सी, बहुत दयालु है। वो दयालु इसलिए नहीं है कि चलो आज मेरा ये काम कर दिया, मैं बाहर गया, मुझे $1,000 मिल गए, $1,000 मिल गए, इसलिए नहीं। वो दयालु इसलिए नहीं है, ये सब नासवंत है। वो दयालु इसलिए है कि कई जन्मों से कितने भले बुरे कर्म किए करते आ रहे हैं हम लोग, और इस जन्म में मानो कि थोड़ा सा ज्ञान हुआ और मैं स्पिरिचुअलिटी पर चल पड़ा, मेडिटेशन करने लगा, दिन में 10-10, 12-12 घंटा, 15 घंटा मेडिटेशन में लगा दिए, completely पूरी जिंदगी उसमें लगा दी। And that can also be happen. That is only happen only after the blessing of God. Otherwise, you cannot even think about it. Whatever you are thinking, that is also a blessing of God. You think that you are thinking. No, you are not thinking. Somebody is forcing you to think. Because now you are a soul. How could you think? You cannot. Soul is not thinking. Some else, some universe, some universal power is forcing you to think. That means now you don't have the ability to think. You don't have the ability to look at anything. You don't have the ability to listen to anything. No, you are listening with the help of somebody else, with the help of some supreme power. with the help of some supreme, some eternal energy. That is God. We can realize the God a lot in daily life. See, I can, the lights are on right now. I can switch on the lights, I can switch off the lights, and immediately I can get the lights and I can do my work. But I can't see the electricity passes through my switchboard to the light. I can't see that thing. I can see the wire, but in that wire, some electricity is passing on. I can't see that electricity, and that is God. Another example is, suppose there is a stage and actors are playing a drama on the stage and lights are there on the stage, right? Suppose lights are off and actors are, so all actors and actresses, they are playing their drama on the stage. Could you able to see it? No, but lights are there. That means lights are not playing anything on the stage, but without light, players, without light, actors cannot perform. That is God. So try to understand, lights are not playing, but without light, you can't do anything. That is God. Electricity, you can't see it, but without electricity, lights could not be on, could not be off. That is God. You can realize that. You can realize that energy. You cannot see that thing. And if you want to see that thing, be spiritual. Find the divine light.
Thank you.
I hope I answered your questions.
Yes, you gave me so much answer, like in a brief, and it's clear for me. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I think that is enough for today. So
Yes,
maybe next time something else. Yeah, so
yes,
today we just talk about the Nishkam Karma and the divine light because the title of our channel is Divine Light. Yeah, so just try to think about it. Try to read the. So many times I've been telling you to some my friends whenever we are discussing this type of things. So many times I've been telling the same thing that Bhakti and Jnana, they are just two sides of one coin. You cannot say that I want to be a spiritual just by on just on the bhakti, just by bhakti, or just by taking the Jnana knowledge. No, you cannot say like this. No. And there's the reason that ज्ञान योग गीता में पहले आता है, बाद में भक्ति योग 12वां अध्याय आता है भक्ति योग। ज्ञान के बिना और ज्ञान के बिना भक्ति इम्पॉसिबल है। भक्ति करने के लिए भी ज्ञान होना जरूरी है, नहीं तो अंधश्रद्धा, कोई दूसरे पात पर चले जाएंगे जिसका कोई मोल नहीं है, जिस I mean से जिसका कोई ये लाइफ कोई मूल्य ही नहीं है, लाइफ वेस्ट हो जाएगी। पूरा ज्ञान, पूरा मीन्स ज्ञान होना जरूरी है भक्ति के लिए। बाद में डाइवर्जन है, लेकिन initially you have to have some jnana. And that's why you know that when you go to the, just think about yourself. When you were 5 years old, 5 years old, you went to the school, your first standard, second standard, third standard. Everyone were there, your friends and other people. It was a class of 30, 40, 50 students. And now think about this thing. Everyone learned the same thing in 10th standard. After 10, somebody says that no, now my path is different. So everyone took the basic knowledge of Jnana. And then after somebody says, no, I want to go to the commerce, I want to go to the science. Okay, fine. Somebody say, I want to go to the arts. Okay, just commerce and science. After 12, another bifurcations are there. I want to be an engineer. I want to be a doctor. I want to be blah, blah, blah. I want to go for a CA. I want to go for MBA. I want to go for MA. Different disciplines are there. Exactly same way. You have to have initial. You have to clear the basic course of Gyan. You have to have that knowledge, and then after you can decide in which path you want to go, either Bhakti Yoga, Gyan Yoga, whatever. But and that's why Gyan is important. But Gyan is not like this that you read the book and you got it. No, you have to read the spiritual book. You have to have your guru. We will talk about this thing. It's a different topic again. Yeah, and try to listen yourself, try to maintain yourself, means your mind must be habituated to learn new and new things, spiritual things, and don't allow, every time you have to practice this thing, don't allow your mind to think something else. Something else, I mean to say some other things. which satisfies your indriyas. No, because if you try to satisfy your indriyas, that means you are way away from the spirituality. Spirituality is to get full control on your five indriyas. That is the spirituality. I didn't say that just Lord Krishna or Lord Rama or Muhammad Pegambar or uh, Jesus Christ. I didn't say anything. No, no. Jesus Christ, he was just one human body. Muhammad Pegambar, just one human body. I didn't say anything. And we are talking about way above than that. That is divine light. The divine light is way above than the human body.
Thank you so much. I will
Let's
subscribe
stop
to your
here.
channel. Yes,
And yeah, we will discuss these things sometime, some other time. So
yes.
let me stop over here. Thank you guys.